Hello everybody, it's Slushy and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be doing a theory video, another theory video by the way, on Fnaf, Secret of the Mimic. So I just got done beating this game, so I figured it'd no better time than any to do a theory video on it because it's fresh in my mind. I have my trusty icy lamp thing, whatever you want to call it. I had to have it. As a guy who's called Slushy on YouTube, I had to have this Slushy lamp. So basically my theory here, it's going to be controversial as per all my theories, because most people tend to believe one thing, and I usually tend to believe something way out of left field just because I like to do things differently. I like to be different. And not just to be different, but I just follow logic. Like, whatever makes sense in my head, that's what I believe. Plain and simple. So this is what I believe. I want to make it clear that I'm not trying to say what I'm saying is fact. It's just a personal opinion. It's what I believe is going on. That's literally what a theory is. But apparently, in the Fnaf community, people take opinions to be facts. And I don't understand that thought process. But just wanted to be clear. I'm not trying to present my opinions as fact. It's literally just my opinion. So now that we got that out of the way, let's proceed, okay? So basically, I have a couple of different things. I have a whole list written down in here on my phone. So if you see me looking down, that's what it's about. So basically, my belief is that Edwin was around in the original series. He was a character, a person who was around, and he was making these spring-lock suits. And I firmly believe that William, and potentially Henry, I don't want to believe Henry, because Henry's always been this good guy, this guy who is not out for his own personal gain. He's literally just trying to make people happy. He brings toys and gladness. Quote by Candy Cadet. So he's not a bad guy. I don't want to ever see him in the light where he did something to hurt another person, in which supposedly Henry and William, or definitely William, took the schematics for the spring-lock suits, took the plans for the spring-lock suits, took all their employees basically right under his rug, basically destroyed his entire company. And they were supposed to be friends. Shows throughout the game, obviously, there's a mock version of Freddy's Pizzeria sitting in Murray's Costume Manor. So they were working together at some point, and eventually at some point, Afton and potentially Henry, I refuse to believe Henry, but for the sake of just keeping it the way the story tries to present it, those two likely stole the schematics for everything, built it themselves, took all the credit, took on the MCM employees, because MCM couldn't afford it, because Henry and William didn't have to pay MCM for the concepts, because they stole it from under them. And MCM just couldn't recover. Not to mention the death that Edwin faced with his son David. David being the key thing to this big theory part that I'm going to present to you in a minute. And another part of that, like to segue into it, is I personally believe that Arnold was also canon to the original story, and he might have even been, this is a big might, might have been the guy who helped unlock Springtrap. Basically is what I'm trying to theorize in my head, is he was a worker for Fazbear Entertainment, basically essentially a maintenance worker, and they said that there was a guy who designed the original place,
the guy who helped design one of the buildings said it was like an extra room that got boarded up or something like that. So we're going to take a peek and see what we can find.
I don't know if he exactly designed it, but he is one of the few maintenance workers we do encounter, besides the two guys in Sister Location who wind up dead. I'm still rolling with the theory that maybe Arnold could potentially be the person who broke open the wall, the safe room wall, broke it open. They found Springtrap, they freed him, brought him to Fazbear Frights. Maybe Arnold's still that employee working for the company, helping them, putting in 30 hours a week, or 30 hours a day. 30-hour shift is what he said, I believe. So he's clearly a faithful worker. He does whatever the company tells him to do. And I don't know, to me, it's just something to throw out there. I'm not totally sold on it. It's just a thought that hit me one day when I was at work. I was like, huh, interesting. So here's my big theory. Here's where I'm just going to kind of take this a little bit out there. Like, the first one was just kind of nonsense, just throwing it out there, just a little thought bubble, seeing if it sticks. But here's the theory that I actually firmly am behind. So Scott's basically using these new games, specifically Secret of the Mimic, to essentially provide lore based around the original franchise. Like, most people believe that this new series of games by Steelwool is basically trying to sweep the story of FNAF under the rug. Like, oh, that stuff didn't happen. William didn't kill a bunch of kids. A bunch of kids didn't, go missing. They're not stuffed in suits. It's just a game. It's just a video game made by a crazy indie game developer, and they're trying to just push it under the rug that way. And that's the theory that a lot of people are rolling with, and I can understand where that's coming from. I do believe in a form of video game theory, but it's not that. I refuse to believe that because it would totally taint the experience of FNAF. And I don't think I would ever be able to play the original trilogy or original games, for that matter, and feel the same way. I don't think I'd ever enjoy them again. If that's actually what's happening, I don't think I could ever passionately say I enjoy FNAF, because that would just kill it for me. It would absolutely destroy it, because then it takes away the whole creepiness vibe, the whole heartbreaking story of FNAF. It's just like, oh, so it's just a guy making up stuff. Okay. There's nothing cool or interesting about that. It just feels like you're just trying to throw another plot twist out there because you're running out of ideas or something, which I firmly don't believe that's the case. I believe Scott's using this, especially, like I said, Secret of the Mimic. I believe Help Wanted 2, Security Breach Ruin. I don't know exactly what those are. If anything, those are fictionalized games made for the hell of it by some crazy developer or something. I'd rather that, because the games are nonsense. A lot of the stuff in those games don't make sense. Like the whole mall situation and Security Breach, like that place is way too comically large. There's no way this company could possibly afford that logistically. It's just impossible. Like, this company's been failure after failure after failure. So in the 70s, they made Fredbear's Family Diner. It was only open a handful of years. 1983, it closes down because of The Bite, and then Charlie's murdered. A couple years later, they open up or at least maybe simultaneously at the same time, there's Freddy Fazbear's Pizza opened, and that place is only around for a couple of years. 1985, it likely shuts down after the five kids go missing, or maybe even 86 or something like that. I don't think we've ever got a concrete date when it shuts down, but it's probably shut down in 85 after the kids went missing. They probably closed it due to the crime and never reopened, and then 2 years later, 1987, they reopened, and obviously that place is only open for 2 weeks, so not exactly a commercial success. 1992, they reopen another location for some idiotic reason, even though the last couple times they've opened up, every single location so far has had some sort of crime happen, and then the new location has kidnappings attached to it, and then there's the Bite of 87. And so every single location that they've opened so far has been a commercial failure. And in the 92 location, or the original FNAF location, Phone Guy dies, which of course the company would probably hide that because they wouldn't want people to know that. And also there's also a chance that maybe they didn't even find out because they figured that the guy just left his shift and just that was the end of it. It was his last week, so maybe he just walked off at the end of the week, and that was done. Nobody bothered checking in with him since he was retiring. I have no idea. I don't know what you want to make of it. All I can really say is every location's been a failure. That specific location in 92 shut down because it wasn't getting business. So there's never been a single FNAF or Freddy's or Fredbear's location that was a huge commercial success to the point where they can open up a massive hulking facility, basically like a mall times 2 with like 15 different levels to it. Like, it's just not logistically possible. Like, maybe in the mind of a game developer, sure, but in real life, get out of here. Like, Chuck E. Cheese was really big in the 80s. Like, it was really popular. 90s even, it was really popular. Hell, even in the early 2000s, it was still really kind of big. It was decreasing in popularity, but it was still kind of big. And even then, they never opened up just a mall of Chuck E. Cheese. Do you know how big in bankruptcy they would be if they did that? Like, they already have problems now. Like, it just doesn't make sense. Like, putting logic into it makes zero sense. I know I'm stupid. I'm putting logic into a game about possessed robots. Don't come at me, okay? Because I believe in spirits. I don't believe that's too far-fetched to happen. Like, it's just a personal belief. I believe in spirits. I believe spirits can haunt different things, haunt objects, and I don't see that as being as far-fetched as a company that's a commercial failure opening up a huge industrial mall. It's just physically impossible. So I personally believe that maybe those games are video games made by some guy. I don't know. I'm not going to go all all in on that. I just wanted to get that out of the way because it's kind of in my head, and I refuse to believe that the original FNAF games were manufactured by a sleazy indie game developer. I just can't believe it. But I do believe that Secret of the Mimic was definitely used to shoehorn in ideas from the original games, especially FNAF 4, basically trying to tell everybody what they missed. Hey, you know what? You didn't figure this out in all the years of that game existing. Here's the plot. Here in Secret of the Mimic, we have a little boy named David. In FNAF 4, we have a little boy named Dave. Also, another word for Dave, David. We have a guy who was always so busy with his work that he couldn't focus on his son. He was always so preoccupied with building the next big thing that he couldn't put focus into his son, who was having his birthday. What happened in FNAF 4? You have William off, busy, doing work stuff. Couldn't focus in on his son. What happens to his son? He gets bit and dies due to his negligence. Same thing happens in Secret of the Mimic. It's a huge parallel that just intersects, like, completely. It's like a perfect intersection. Like, literally, even the names, Dave, David. You have, I mean, sure, there's no name connection when it comes to Edwin and William, but you get the idea. Then you have the situation where Fiona, Edwin's wife, is essentially complaining that Foxy is too scary. Foxy is scaring their son. She says, Foxy is scaring him. Stop it. And if there's one thing we know about Dave from FNAF 4, it's that Foxy scares the hell out of him. Michael Afton uses Foxy's head to scare him. Dave is terrified of Foxy. Like, legitimately terrified of him. So that's why Michael uses it to his advantage. David is scared of Foxy. Do you not parallels, intersections? Do you, like, it's just so obvious. And earlier in the game, I can't remember exactly when it is. I have it perfectly visualized in my head. But Foxy throws a party for the captain. And after you do the little fights and stuff with the little octopus guy, the captain says, the party was for me? And that just takes you straight back. Like, if you guys ever read the security logbook or even just read an analysis of the security logbook, there's a part where Cassidy, the spirit, one of the spirits who's writing in the book, along with Dave, is writing in the book, and Cassidy asks, was the party for you? And then Dave responds with, the party was for me. So it's like, again, intersections, parallels. Like, it's not a coincidence. It can't be a freaking coincidence. Like, one of those things happening, that's weird. Two of them happening, okay, that's a stretch. Three of them, get out of here. Like, there's no way it's coincidence. Even if my idea of him using these to shoehorn in original plot points isn't the case, it's basically repeating. So no matter what, it really seems like he's either taking the same idea and just reusing it for these new games, or he's trying to tell us something about the original series, which I personally believe that's the case, because that's the only, I don't want to slight Steelwool, but they're the only games people have an emotional attachment to. Like, in 20 years, no one's going to look at Security Breach and be like, oh my god, that was my childhood. That was the best game I've ever played in my life. Not unless you're 5 when Security Breach came out. Everybody's attached to the original series. They're emotional. They have a sad story to them. The Security Breach characters don't have a sad story. They're not even haunted. They're literally just animatronics that are, I don't know, like messed up circuitry or something. I don't know exactly what the deal is with them. I don't even care to get involved in it, honestly. I've never got attached to the Security Breach storyline. And I'm not saying the characters are bad. Like, I love Roxy. I love Glamrock Freddy. He's amazing. Of course, Chica. Glamrock Chica is always amazing. And even Monty, even though he's a little punk, I still like the characters. It's just the storyline I never got attached to, if you understand what I'm saying. But yeah, that's pretty much the basis of this video. I just wanted to bring attention to this, talk about it. I don't know. Because I feel like, I mean, I don't watch a ton of theories anymore, not like I did back in 2014, 2015, so I don't know if this has been brought to anybody's attention or discussed or even considered, but it's just something that's been on my mind since I last played the game. When I beat the game, I started, like, brainstorming a bunch of different ideas about what the game might be trying to tell us on a deeper level. Like, sure, like, when you first play the game, all you see it as is what it's providing to you. You don't look deeper, you're just kind of like, oh, look at that. I mean, there was a couple times in the videos where I paused, and, like, even the captain part, like, I paused whenever that happened, because it struck me as odd that basically that same phrase was coming back. It was for me. Was the party for you? It was for me. Like, it's just. And then the Foxy comparison. Again, Foxy throwing the captain a party. In Fnaf 4, they're throwing Dave a party. I don't know why he's called captain. It's just a character, but it's another instance of Foxy throwing a party for the captain, which is also what Happiest Day is. It's basically Michael Afton setting up, helping to set up Happiest Day by all the things that he did to set it up, including acknowledging the security logbook, which is in my backpack right now. I look at it all the time when I'm at work. I don't care if that's weird. I'm just so obsessed with that book. There's so many interesting things about it. He messed with the book where Dave and Cassidy were talking with each other. So basically, he helped add or get involved with Happiest Day, and at the same time, he's been scooped way before that. Back in '87, he was scooped, and he's already had their remnant put inside him, essentially, because he got scooped, and there's always a trace amount of remnant on the scoop. Scoop got inside of him, so now he has remnant of all the children inside of him, which is a really disgusting topic, and I don't really want to get into it. I mentioned it in one of my other theories. It's a really nasty concept when you think deeper on it, but he's helping put Happiest Day together, and that's exactly what Foxy did for the captain. He's helping throw him a birthday party, give him his happiest day. I don't even need to go any deeper than that. To me, it's obvious. Let me know if you guys think the same way. I mean, even if you don't, let me know down below what your guys' thoughts are on Secret of the Mimic. Do you believe that these are just video? Do you believe the original series is just video games now? And let me know if that disappoints the hell out of you and makes you want to put forks in your eyeballs. And do you agree with my theory, where I don't even want to run through it. It's going to take me like 20 minutes to rerun through it because I'm so passionate about this theory. But let me know if you agree with my theory or if you disagree. And whatever your theories are, leave them down below. So yeah, hit like you did. Subscribe if you're not already. See you guys in the next one. I need a drink. Bye-bye.